I feel like I've learned so many things and so many techniques to deal with competition, and you've written about it in your book. Now you also told us what was the most difficult moment in this process was reframing your mind. What was the best moment in this process of writing this book?
Finishing. Finally getting to the end. You know, one part about the book that was important that I actually, it's in a few parts, was talking about the way chess helped me with my family, particularly my mom and my dad. In terms of my mother, there was a time when I was really resentful of the fact that she had left the three of us, me and my two siblings, in Jamaica for the 10 years that she did. And I never really understood why she did that. I knew why she did it, but internally you feel abandoned, right? And there was some resentment. And it was only after I had my own child that I should say after I had my own child, I felt the resentment the most. Like it flared up. I had it as a young boy, but it flared up as a grown man with his own child, that how could you leave a baby? You know, how do you do that? And I confronted her. Called her on the phone and asked her how she could possibly do something like that. And, you know, she was upset hearing the question, and she took a deep breath and she explained just how painful it was for her to do. And how much of a sense of loss it was for her that she wasn't able to spend those beautiful moments of her children growing up and changing into real people, you know, far away in a land far away. And when she said that, I mean, we were both to the point of tears. When she said that, I was like, damn, I was so damn self-pitying that I couldn't understand the pain this woman had gone through as a parent, having to leave her children behind. And, you know, so I talk about that from the perspective of looking backwards. Like, you understand things only when the future has made you come to that realization, not your present. Your present can sometimes cloud you, and it's the future that will tell you about the present situation. So that was an important thing to let go for me. Another thing was my dad, who was in and out of our lives, so to speak. He actually was around, but we would not see him regularly. And then he actually left and went to France when I was a teenager. And then we definitely didn't see him regularly after that. And I always felt, again, a little bit of resentment and self-pity that I didn't have my dad around in critical years. At that point, what I would call critical years. And same thing. I know I had a good relationship with him. So I said, you know, how'd you do something like that? And it, you know, it felt really bad for me to not have my dad around. And he pushed back and he said, you know, he was around for how he could be around, because they weren't together, right? So he couldn't be around all the time. And he would have us come over on the weekends and he'd cook us a dinner or bake some banana bread. And then we would play cards. We played dominoes, and he was a great card player and domino player, games player. He played those games like we play chess. Like, he'd know everybody's hand at the end, and he would break it down at the end. Like, okay, you have this, you have this, you have this. But like, how did the guy memorize all that? If he was following all the cards that were played, and down to the end, it's like he was counting cards or counting dominoes. Like, he could just do that. And I never credited him with any of my success, like, just never. And it's only from talking to him and understanding his point of view that I was able to, as a man, be like, wow, how come I didn't give this guy any credit for the things that he did to try to help us as we grew? And I think that comes from I write about it, the view from the other side of the board, that we're so often into what we think that we don't think about what the opponent thinks or what the other person is thinking. And yet in chess, we do it all the time. If you get strong enough, you definitely do it like 100% of the time. What are they thinking about? What are they going to do? Although maybe in your case, Fabi, when you played Bishop 8-7, if you had been deeply into what Jan was thinking desperately, you might have realized he's going to sack an exchange and might have more chances than you should give him. But that's really what our art is, right? Our art is thinking about the other person and making sure that we don't give them everything they want because we're inside their heads. And so being able to release a few of those things in this book was big for me, at least in a more public way, to talk about it and showing just how the chess process has helped me to navigate my life in very personal ways.
Maurice, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Where can people find the book?
The book's everywhere. Books, Amazon. You can go Barnes and Noble. You can you'll find it pretty easily.
We'll leave a lot of links in the description. Thank you very much, Maurice, for joining us. I know you're a busy man. Tomorrow you have a flight. You're going to Barcelona, I believe, to do some more content. I don't want to keep you for too long. It's pretty late where you are right now. So thank you very much for sharing these lessons with us, with the audience. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you for round 3 soon.
I appreciate it. I always appreciate talking with you both. Obviously, we're good friends, and it's always nice to have a forum like this one to share thoughts. So thanks again for having me on the show.
Thank you, Maurice.
Cheers, guys.